would also like to see an assessment protocol that the courts could implement right off the bat. So a lot of times what you get is therapy for 2 years that doesn't work. I'd rather see the courts say, we have these warning signs. We've had interference with child custody. We've had the children reporting to the parent negative things that the other parent's saying. We're seeing transitional problems. The kids are showing resistance and going back and forth. And someone's got concerns that the children are being manipulated, or somebody has concerns that there's abuse going on, whatever that is. Those red flag signs that we've got a high conflict case going on. I'd like the courts to say, let's get a pretty full assessment quick, be able to have that assessment done quickly so that we know immediately what are the behaviors that need to be corrected. I mean, that is early prevention, right? And there are a certain number of parents who will respond positively if they get early prevention. We're always going to have a certain percentage that it doesn't matter how many services we provide, they're not going to change their behavior. But wouldn't it be great to catch the whole slew that can make some difference, right? And that children can be protected early on. But I think that individual mental health practitioners don't always do a full assessment. If they're taking a client in for therapy, I mean, you know this, right? It's you fill out your intake form, you say what your presenting issues are, and then you go about a weekly session for a long time before you ever really might know all the details about what's going on. And so I just would rather see some assessment done right off the bat, and then put into services that could make a difference. Co-parenting education, therapy for an anxious child, perhaps. Make the exchanges at a neutral site immediately. Don't have parents exchanging, use the school. Little things like that you can change and make a difference. So that's what I would like to see. Anyway, I'd like to see an array of, like right now we have intensive programs for severe cases. I'd like to see some programs for mild and moderate. Let's just have the services available. People don't have to go all over the city for 5 different practitioners to get their needs met, maybe. So I don't know. Those are kind of big plans. Yeah, I see the need for services for all levels of problems, so mild, moderate, and severe. So there's a place for the intensives that we need that include some no contact time when it's a severe case. But there are also many other families that could be helped by educational and therapeutic methods combined at earlier stages in the process.